What's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? This is your host, Mikey. You know the deal. This is episode 1 of Orbit Talks. I actually got my co-host here, Orbit Guns. Introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Orbit Guns. I'm one of the new voice casters coming to the team.
There you go. You already know it. Got 2 voice casters on Orbit. This is a big deal right here. Orbit Talks. It's basically going to be a talk show, a podcast, however you want to put it. We got a lot of stuff here for the future. Maybe even interviews and special guests, stuff along the lines of that. But first, I wanted to mention our sponsors and give a thank you to them. We got E1 Racing, Rocket Energy, Rocket Apparel, Jerky XP, and Control Freak. And actually, speaking of Rocket Apparel, my apparel just came in. I actually ended up getting a hoodie. I got a dad hat, I guess is what they call them. And I also got a Orbit Shaker Cup that I'm really excited. I haven't got the Orbit Shaker Cup in yet, but the hoodie and the hat have already come in. What do you think? What do you think, Guns? You about to get something?
Yeah, man, I'm about to be looking fly with that Orbit apparel, man. Be looking sweet, man. I'm about to cop myself a hoodie and definitely a dad hat, man. I've been wanting a dad hat for a while.
Hey, man, they actually look pretty nice.
Heck yeah,
all right, so with this whole series, we're going to touch on topics from Orbit. We're going to touch on topics from the organization, and we're also going to touch on topics from basically the community within. First of all, we're going to talk about Orbit first, though. That's Orbit's priority with the show, obviously. So the first thing I wanted to say is an update on cams. Cams 49 is finished. It's pretty much ready to upload, and we're still waiting on the upload there. Orbit Cams 50 is in the works right now. It's about halfway done, so I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the cams, but Cams 43, it's actually got the, I can't remember what the song is, but it's from The Weeknd, and it's really awesome. I don't know. Guys, have you seen any of the cams?
I don't know. I've seen a few of them. I know the one you're talking about. I think it's The Hills by The Weeknd or whatever, one of the new ones. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I mean, when you look up the Orbit channel, it's pretty much like the first
I'm a huge fan of like just sniper cams in general. Like all the face ill cams, basically any team that knows how to make a good montage or good cams, it's great. It's great watching them all.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen, I actually, the other day, I went snooping through, and I was like, I want to see if I can find, I just want to watch the older Orbit uploads. I actually watched Orbit Cams #1. Have you seen that?
Dude, that's crazy. No, I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah, it's actually got this song by Macklemore. I don't remember the song, but it's good. It's a hilarious edit. They put it out in 2012, and it's really cool, too. It's just kind of funny to look back on the standards that used to be. Because I remember when I first started gaming in 2010, when I was playing Black Ops 1, all you had to do was jump off the edge and get a no-scope. Or if you got a 360 on Search and Destroy, me and my buddy, we used to play all the time. His name was Threesome Sniper back in the day. We used to play S&D on Black Ops 1 every day after school. And he would come in and he would get a 360. Everybody in the lobby would add him immediately after that. Like I think it's funny to look back on the old standards and be like, wow, if you got a 360 in a game, everyone would add you. Yeah, now, if you do a 360 in the game, you basically get booted offline, put it that way.
You look like a scrub, man. People get so mad.
Yeah, people just like, you kill last with the 360?
Like, being able to reflect and look back, like, on the team's history from the very first cams we ever put out to, like, the newest one that's coming out, it's going to be so cool. Just comparing them. It's awesome.
Yeah.
To see how far the progression was. Ooh.
I'm just excited to see a new cams upload. I mean, that's one of the bigger things that I'm excited to see. But we're gonna stop with the cams. Also, episode 4, I think is what they called it, or God, they have some kind of other series going on right now that I just briefly saw in the leaders chat, but I couldn't really connect with it because I haven't seen it yet. But it's it's like episode 4 to like the Sniper Tages or something like that. It might be like a Team Taj, something like that. But aside from all of that, another new thing that we got going on right now is Orbit Studios, which is the design team for Orbit. I don't know if any of you other guys are familiar with it. But basically, we've been going through some changes with the team. A lot of stuff has been going on, but right now they got what's going on. It's called the Resurgence, spelled with a 5. The reason why it's spelled with a 5 is because they're going to get 5 designers, 5 of the best designers in the community, and that's what the team is going to be made up of. They basically said that it's better having 5 of the best designers that are dedicated to the job than currently having 10 people who really don't care about it as much, because some of us Orbit guys have been sitting around, I want to say for a month and a half, waiting for a header. But they got some of these new guys that I sent one of them a message. I said, hey, can you make me a header? He made a header like right on the dot. So things are looking really bright for the Orbit Studios here, and I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Guns?
I think that's awesome, and it's so true what they said. It's better to have 5 people who are dedicated and, you know, just excited to do their job, what they're meant to do, instead of having 10 people who have been slacking for a while. I think it's just a great thing for everybody else, because now stuff's going to be happening and popping, and now everybody else in the Orbit team is going to be looking fresh with their designs. Be looking professional out here.
It's like when I first joined, actually, I can look up the tweet when I first joined this team, actually. I had asked for a header, and I did not receive one since now. Yeah, when I said, stoked to announce I am once again the voice of Orbit Clan. That was on the 5th of June. Mm-hmm. And it took me until 2 days ago to actually get my my header. And 2 days ago, on the dot, I mean, within the 30 minutes, boom, done, send it to me. I actually got this guy, this artist named Scarlord that, like, I'm addicted to right now. I love listening to his music. And I said, put this guy in my header. And he's like, easy, done. Gets it done. Perfect.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Basically, that's going to be it for Orbit News. There's not really, you know what? That's not it. We got a couple things that have been going on with the team right now.
Oh, yeah.
One of the CEOs left, Doug, a close friend of mine. I remember when I first joined back in late 2015, early 2016. He was in the team, and we're buddies, man. This guy is one of my buddies. But, you know, that's the reason I'm in the team right now. But sometimes good things come to an end. Sometimes things happen. You don't understand why the things happen. There's more to this story than a lot of people understand right now. It's just easier on his part because he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's got a life outside of this that he needs to focus on as well. On top of that, Steph also left. He was one of the basically an operations guy. He basically got the website built for us. He got the Discord built for us. But it is what it is. People have their own visions. People have their own way of going about things. Some people don't disagree with things, but stuff happens, and I hope personally to carry on the legacy eventually someday. This is a big deal for me. This team is my home. Like, I've been a part of this community for a while, and I've been a part of this specific organization for a while as well. I've donated into this organization, and I've donated through this organization outside of it. So we've done a lot with just Orbit. So it's a pretty big deal to me. I don't know. Guns, how long have you been watching Orbit? You remember when I was in 2016, right?
I've been watching for the longest time, to be honest. It's probably around 2015. Yeah. And I remember you said, dude, I'm going to go and try and join this team. And I told you, I knew for a fact that I thought you were going to make it. A lot of, like, me and somebody else, I can't remember, but we knew that you would get in. And it took a minute, though. And we were so excited. I remember you told me that you finally got in, and I was so stoked. Dude, it was awesome.
Yeah, there was a guy at the time that I actually recently got in contact with. His name was GDR, Games Done Right, and he was currently doing he was voicing over videos for Spacebound, which used to be a team back in the day. Not a lot of people know that now,
SB.
but Spacebound used to be a team way back in the day. SB Chills, all of those guys, and now it's just an informative YouTube, like top 10s on top 10 scariest places to go, stuff like that. He was voicing over that stuff, and he was doing it for Orbit, which I thought was pretty cool. He was doing like the RCs or something like that, and I wanted to. It's always been a goal of mine. I mean, I have a video from 2012 where I said that I really, really wanted to start a gaming show, and so I went to him and I was like, look, I'd like to be a commentator for you guys. I'd like to cover your top fives, highlight reels, anything you guys want, and I ended up getting in. And then a couple months later, we actually picked up another guy named DK. And it was kind of funny because my name was MJK, and then we picked up this guy named DK, and then he kind of carried on that legacy. And I ended up departing about a year later because I had to do some stuff, settle some stuff, join the Air Force, came back, and they said, absolutely, man, this is your home, welcome back. So it was cool, humbling experience. Not a lot of people know how old school Orbit really is unless they go through the YouTube and actually look at the older videos. But man, Orbit's got some history to it, let me tell you. But that's going to cut it right there for the Orbit news. This little portion right here, and Guns can give in on this as well. This is just advice. I mean, I just wanted to drop and give you guys some advice a little bit, because it's a big thing with a lot of people. Stress. Being stressed out is like super difficult to deal with. Like, I understand. Everybody goes through it. We've seen people go through it. We've been through it ourselves, and it just sucks. It drags you down. But this is my advice for you. Give yourself 30 minutes a day to yourself. Just to sit there. If you want to, you can listen to music, but just sit there for 30 minutes. Don't think about a whole bunch of stuff, but just sit there. Look around. Look outside. Just kind of give yourself a little bit of a break, because that's going to basically air out your brain. It's basically going to air out everything. And when you do something like that, it kind of sets you back. Because when you, not set you back in a bad way, but it sets you back in a good way. Like, it sits you down and you're like, wow, this is life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's actually more things to enjoy. Instead of overwhelming yourself, overworking yourself, piling things onto you. Because if you live your life every day doing something, working, and then a second later when you're done doing that, you're working on something else, and you're working on something else, which I'm a victim of, definitely. Yeah. I don't know, it stresses you out. It's a big deal. I'm in the military right now. I understand that 100% because I'm stressed out just about every day, but I give myself somewhere around 30 minutes a day just to relax, to enjoy the day, just listen to music, whether that be, you know, I know a lot of people don't like people who smoke, but sometimes I do go outside and I smoke. You know, it's just find something to do that don't smoke, though. I'm not saying smoke. That don't take that away from this. But I don't know. What do you think, Guns? What do you think on that topic?
I think giving yourself time to relax is like a big thing for people and a big thing that everybody should do day to day. It's just, it allows you to get all the stress out of your body and to just be calm and be happy and relax once again. And I know it might be hard to take 30 minutes out of your day. You could take as much as you want, as long as it's at least a minute or two out of your day just to relax and look up at the sky and see how much life has to offer for you. It's just a great experience and a great feeling. I know a lot of people are dealing with depression and sadness. Like, something that always cheers me up is music. I don't know if that's for you guys, but listening to your favorite artist is just, there's something about it that just makes you so happy. Music is a big thing.
It's absolutely 100%. It's like, and I know to a lot of people this is going to sound really cheesy, and it does. I mean, to me at first it sounded cheesy. Like, what? Sitting outside and being like 30 minutes just not doing anything and thinking about how beautiful life is? Like, yeah, it sounds cheesy, but your brain is a powerhouse. Your brain, if you overwork your brain, you're done.
It's like overworking your body.
Exactly. If you've ever overworked your body, you understand. If you've worked out to the point where you can't work out anymore, it's the same way with your brain. You're going to get to the point where you don't even want to think anymore. That's why giving yourself 30 minutes a day to yourself and not working, not grinding on something, just give this time to yourself. You're going to refuel and you're going to come back better than ever. That's my input. That's my advice. I hope you guys can take something away from that.
Heck yeah.
But that's it right there. I think we're going to actually start talking about some stuff that's going on within the community. I think the number one thing that interests me the most is because I'm an avid PUBG player. I love PUBG to death. Right now, they got the PUBG Global Invitational right now going on through July 25th through the 29th, which is actually going to be live on Twitter, which is cool. I'm actually looking at the tweet right now. It says you can see up to 20 of the top PUBG teams from around the world compete for $2 million in prizes. So that's pretty crazy. I mean,
yeah, I think
I don't know.
awesome.
What do you think? Are you gonna check that out?
Yeah. So if you show up the whole 4 days it's going on to the 25th through the 29th. If you show up each day, you can collect a whole set. The first day for the 25th, you get the Pan of Judgment. The 26th, you get the Doomsday hoodie, and the 28th, the Survivalist slacks. And the 29th, you get this awesome Reaper mask. It's like the bottom of a skull that's silver. It's really cool in my opinion. I think it's awesome they're giving it to people too for showing up and, you know, just showing their love for PUBG. I think PUBG's an awesome game.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that. I actually, I didn't even know that. Very nice. On top of that, I guess I think we'll touch on. Let's touch on the San Diego Comic-Con real quick. For people who are fans of this kind of stuff, Resident Evil 2. You can actually view details on Resident Evil 2 right now. They got some of that stuff going on at the Comic-Con. Spider-Man, the newer Spider-Man game, apparently is being really talked about. And then surprisingly, you know what? Actually, we're going to save that topic for the very end just because it doesn't have too much to do with gaming unless you think about the video game they have for it. But I'm going to touch on some topics, just kind of moments in gaming. I actually found these on the Twitter moments in gaming. I thought they were kind of interesting. For people who play Spyro, I don't know if you guys are Spyro fans back in the day.
It's an old game, man.
Very old. The trilogy remaster is actually going to include original and new soundtracks. Now, I can relate to this for Halo. When they remastered Halo Combat Evolved, they made the Anniversary Edition. I thought it was the coolest thing that when you clicked back, you could hear a newer version of the soundtrack that was edited a little bit better. But if you press back again, it goes right back to the original soundtrack. That's a really good idea. I don't know about you, but Guns, me and you are both massive Halo players.
Right,
I know that. I don't know anybody who's watching us right now or listening to us.
We're Halo fans, man. Big time.
Fanatics. Like, I'm telling you, I got the books, I got the soundtracks, I got the movies. I mean, I got everything.
One day, me and you were talking about how you had the old school Halo 2 Collector Edition case, this metal silver one. And I told you that I had it in storage and that I was going to get it. And I finally went like a few weeks ago and got it out of storage. And it's still brand new, dude. Oh, it's amazing.
Oh,
I
you
have
got
it
it?
hanging on my wall. Yeah, it's hanging on my wall.
That's what I'm talking about. Do you have the
7-Eleven?
The advertisement?
Yeah.
Yes, the 7-Eleven
yes,
advertisement?
Dude,
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I have it closed out. I have it in a frame on my wall, and the case is open, and you can see the disc, and then also
That's
the
what I'm
7-Eleven
talking
advertisement,
about.
man. It's awesome.
See, for people who are listening right now, you need to hop on the Halo game. All right? Halo is awesome. Halo is
just like any old school game in general. Like the remastered
yeah.
Spyro, if you played that game as a kid and you haven't played it in a while, going back to old school games that are remastered just bring back so much good memories. It's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I go back and play
You get
Halo
that
2,
vibe.
people are like, "Oh, you're such a nerd," but it's like the same way. Like if they did you see the new Atari? Actually, speaking of older games coming new, they made a new Atari. They actually like revamped the Atari, and it looks so nice, man. It looks the same as it used to do, but it's so futuristic now.
I was more of a what is it called, a Nintendo fan, but Atari was also sweet. I had an Atari system. It was awesome, to be honest.
Yeah, man. Excuse me. I don't know. I didn't play Atari too much. I wasn't like, obviously, I mean, I'm only 20 years old, so playing Atari wasn't really my thing. Right when I was born, pretty much, Halo was in the works. Like, basically, in 1998, they were working on Halo. And when I turned old enough to actually move my fingers around and play on a controller, I was playing Halo right off the bat. First game I ever played. It's just as easy as that. Also, I remember playing Splinter Cell on the Xbox
Dude,
original.
Splinter Cell is so fun.
Too.
It's hard, dude. It was so hard back in the day. I get so mad playing that game. It's so fun, though.
Also the 007 game on PlayStation. I remember playing that a couple times.
Dude, heck yeah. I remember playing GoldenEye so much. Like, oh, dude.
Yes.
That game was amazing. Getting the jetpack and flying up to the clock tower and everything. Oh, dude, that was a great game.
Speaking of those jetpacks, man, Battlefront. I remember playing Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. And, man, let me tell you,
I went through a phase. I went through a phase with my friends of playing that every day straight for like 3 years. We play the same map. I don't know what it's called, but it's the map with the bar that you can go in and the robots are singing and dancing, and it's just all like the Jedis.
That's Mos Eisley, man.
Yeah, dude. That's the only map we'd play every day. It's so fun. Like, oh man, that's literally all we'd play.
I think, yeah, that should be is it like the sand map where it's like
they
little
had the
bar,
spaceship
play
crash
the song?
in the middle.
Yeah, that's it. That's
that open
Mos
arena.
Eisley.
Yeah, dude, that's a great map.
I can't remember the name of the map, but yeah. Then they made the new Battlefronts and they killed it, and I don't even want to talk about those. But also, I remember playing Madden, but way back in the day. So Madden 05, Madden 06, and speaking of Madden, I got a little topic about Madden. But before we go into Madden, let me say this. So this is NBA 2K19. I know that's a big game. A lot of people like to play that. A lot of people like to play with their buddies, host tournaments, you know, cool stuff. I'm not too big on NBA 2K, but a player by the name of Ben Simmons said that he felt that he deserved a higher rating on NBA 2K19. Now, touching on that, I think it's cool to know that you can go from college to playing in professional sports, whether that be NBA, Madden, or NFL, yeah. And you'll get put in these games like Madden and NBA 2K as a player, and you get your own stats. You get whatever you are into the game. I think that's interesting. I don't know. What do you think? Crazy. Don't you think that'd be the coolest thing?
I think it's awesome, to be honest. I feel like that's your highlight of becoming a professional sport athlete, is to finally see yourself either in a video game or like something important like a magazine or on TV. Or when a fan finally comes up to you and asks you to sign something. That's like the best moments of becoming, you know, a great, well-known athlete.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. And speaking of this topic and Madden, for you guys who are fans, and especially you guys who are Steelers fans of the particular number 84, Mr. Antonio Brown is the Madden 19 cover star. So that's pretty interesting. I might pick up Madden 19, but I think I'm more looking towards Halo Infinity. So, I mean, obviously,
I haven't played Madden in so long. I'm more of a 2K fan. Like, I played 2K18 a lot.
The last Madden I actually played was Madden 12. Like I actually played that game. I remember in the old Maddens too, you used to be able to create players or create teams, and you used to be able to create the stadium too. I don't know why they got rid of that. It kind of
yeah, dude, I remember that.
I was a little heartbroken.
I always made my little logo back in like Madden 08, the little sharks.
Oh yeah. It's called like Tiburon or Tiburon.
Yeah,
Tiburon. I don't know. It's something like that. It's
Madden 08 and 9 were like the most Madden games I played for a long basis of time back in the day.
Oh yeah, and Madden 06 had I think one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard. That had a song by Bullet for My Valentine, which was called you know what? Actually, I can take a look right. So yeah, I know they're great, dude. What is it? Tech 9, The Beast. That was a really good song,
dude. I remember that.
Oh, 4 Words to Choke Upon. That's what the song was. From Bullet for My Valentine, which is a really good song too. Every time I was playing and that song would come on, I was like, "Oh, I'm about to win right now."
Yeah,
like it's gonna happen. Or like you go into like where you're playing as your team in franchise mode and you're going to training camp. That song would come on, and I was like, "Oh." Or Tech 9, The Beast would come on, and I was like, "Oh, everything is about to happen right now."
Same with FIFA. What FIFA was it? It was FIFA like 10 or 11, but there's a song in there by like MGMT. I don't know. It's a weird band, but the song called "Kids" in there is so crazy good. I used to listen to that song all the time.
I've never played FIFA. Well, actually, I played it, but I never got into it. There was something about FIFA that I couldn't get into.
I used to play it on the Wii all the time. It's like one of those. It's like the only games you could have on the Wii. It was like sport games, and that's it. Yeah,
we can get Call of Duty on the Wii, and you can use the freaking.
Dude, I know.
The gun,
for the longest time though, when I was little, they wouldn't let Call of Duty be on the Wii. There's their family-friendly content back then, man.
What?
They're like no M-rated games.
You remember the Wii music?
Dude.
Yo, that was so good times. I remember just loading up the Wii and just sitting there like, this is so weird, but I can't stop listening to it.
The Wii was pretty lit back in the day, dude. You can get on YouTube and everything. You create your little character. I remember just making him look like the goofiest looking dude. So when I would play the baseball game with my dad, every time my character would walk out, he'd be like, "What the hell is that? I'm like, what is that monstrosity?"
Yeah, like, and then I remember recreating people like Michael Jackson and like Michael Jordan or specific people, and just be like, this character, I'm gonna name this one Michael Jordan. This one I'm gonna name Michael Jackson. This one I'm gonna name Carrot Top, and just like creating the stupidest characters you can at that point.
Heck yeah, dude.
Not calling those people stupid, but I'm saying like creating some funky looking people on there. Like I'm telling you, dude. I named this guy Richard Bacardi. I don't know, just be stupid with it.
They had great customization for a game that was like family. Like that game had really good like for facial like you
know what has better customization though?
Halo Reach.
No. Xbox, man, the Xbox avatar system.
Halo Reach.
Dude, my character looks so sick. On Xbox, I have this like golden panda, crazy looking dude.
I remember that.
I would wear that in real life. I'm not lying.
I was wearing Pink Dolphin merch.
Oh my goodness. But speaking of that Halo, armor customization and Halo Reach. If any of you guys watching this can relate to that, please tell us about your Halo Reach adventures. I would love to hear about it. I'm freaking 100% serious. But that's gonna wrap it up pretty much. So we're gonna actually wrap it up with this last topic that I think
it's pretty crazy.
Kind of breaks my heart. I want to cry. I'm just kidding. I don't really want to cry. But I think that the show deserves to wrap it up eventually, just because it's been going on for so long. Maybe they should tell a story from some other point of view, someone else.
It's one of the longest lasting TV shows and one of the most viewed and most grossing too. It's a great show. If you don't know what we're talking about,
grossing with money and grossing with blood and gore.
Oh yeah,
I remember watching the first season.
Dead, dude.
The Walking Dead. I remember watching the first episode and the first couple episodes and being like, "Wow." AMC was like, "Put all the blood you want in it," and I'm like, "Jeez."
My first time ever watching The Walking Dead is I came home from school when it first came out, and my friend Forrest invited me over to his house, and he had the first season on DVD set, and we watched the whole season there, and it was
my God.
It was insane.
I watched it when it first came out.
My mind was
first
blown,
episode.
dude. Like it was blown.
Yeah, when my mom and dad were together, I remember when it first was getting ready to come out, we saw a preview for it, and we were all sitting on the couch, and we all looked at each other like, And then that Sunday, because it came out every Sunday, I want to say, every other Sunday or every Sunday, And I remember every Sunday just waiting until Sunday night, like, oh my God, Walking Dead's on tonight. I remember watching the first episode, you'd be like, no way. And you just get, I got reeled in, like, immediately. And in that episode where they cut up the zombie and put all the gore all over him and all the blood and guts and walked out there, I was like, I felt that, man. I felt that inside.
When Rick got trapped in the tank in the middle of the city and Glenn had to save him. And they had to go and cut the zombies up and where all of them walk out.
Acting,
and then it started raining. Oh, man.
Dude, the acting in that was so good. Like, when he got trapped in the tank, like, everything about that was so good.
That whole scene was so gnarly. Like, when he
especially
shot the
when
pistol.
when he shot the gun inside the tank. Like, that's
rained.
so true, man. I couldn't even imagine how devastating that would be.
Like,
especially because I shoot, like, almost every month.
If
I have to qualify with weapons.
If anyone's ever shot a gun without earmuffs, like in a closed room, like in a shooting range, like in a closed shooting range area, and you haven't shot with earmuffs, it is the loudest thing ever. Like, your ears seriously ring, like how it was on the show. Like, it hurts.
Oh yeah. Like,
I'm
gonna
tell this small tank. Oh man.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you guys what's going on here with The Walking Dead, but I'm gonna touch on that topic you just mentioned. Actually, I live on. I'm over here at Minot Air Force Base. I'm in the Air Force for some of you guys who don't know or haven't known yet. But I was down at the firing range the other day, and I had the little earplugs in, and now I start to wear the headset just because the earplugs, I can't trust them as much anymore just because sometimes they like to come out.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, it came out, and I had to take it out, readjust it, and put it back in my ear, but as soon as I did that, somebody shot, and I had to immediately cut my ear. Like, it was the person right next to me was still shooting, and, oh, man, let me tell you.
Do you wear those,
what?
Do you wear those earmuffs that have, like, it blocks out the sound, but you can still hear? Like, it blocks
that's
out
what we wear.
Those things are so sweet, dude. Like, they're awesome.
Yeah, that's what we wear. So the tower, when they're telling us what to do and how we're arming up and everything, and how we're
heck yeah,
like basically the courses that we're going through. So it's like the first set will be like one mag with 6 rounds in it. The next magazine will have 5, and the next magazine will have 2 with the dummy round with 3 more down at the bottom. So what you have to do is you have to basically do your immediate action, get that dummy round out, continue shooting. Pretty cool stuff. It's designed to teach you in the moment kind of thing. So if you're out
not
deployed and you start shooting and your gun stops, not to panic, do your immediate action. If it doesn't work, you do your remedial action. You check out your weapon, you make sure it's all safe, make sure it's clear, put it back in, slap the bottom of that magazine, charge it, you're good to go. It's too easy. But let's talk about what's going on with The Walking Dead. This is a big deal. Basically, the actor Andrew Lincoln said, and I quote, "This will be my last season playing the part of Rick Grimes. I love this show. It means everything to me. I love the people who make this show, and I'm particularly fond of the people who watch this show." Now look, that's a big deal for me. But at the same time, the show, I feel like, needs to be wrapped up eventually. But man, Rick is the main man of the show. Like, I just specifically looking at the show, seeing the change in Rick, where he basically becomes a leader, but then he gets looked at as like, we need you, man. Like, like, he went crazy at one point, but then at the next point, it's like they looked at him and they're like, I don't know, it's so difficult to explain. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. When he was rocking that big beard, I was rocking with that. I was like, hey, like, I don't know, they did that so well. Like, they actually had him grow out that beard for the show, and the timeline fits so perfectly.
Because when
you watch a zombie movie and you look at it, and it's like, this is supposed to take over like 2 months, and you look at the players, or I mean not the players, the people in the movie, they don't grow beards, they don't grow nothing, their hair doesn't get longer, nothing.
It's really realistic with the TV show.
Yes, Rick, like, his hair got longer, his mustache, beard, everything got longer. And then what I thought was the best part too is that the characters in the show mentioned it as well. Like, when they see the beard, they're like, wow, geez, look at that beard. Your beard's really coming in. And I think that's so cool that they paid attention to that detail.
Speaking on that, when they went through the phase of him growing his beard out and not cutting his hair, back in, like, I think season 6 is when they find the little nice, like, kind of like suburban area homes that are gated up. And he finally cuts his hair and his beard, and it's so weird because you've been watching him for like 5 seasons. And then everyone else around him is acknowledging, like, oh my God, he shaved, he looks different.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
crazy.
They paid attention to that detail.
They do real life scenarios in this TV show that just you can relate to. It's crazy.
Yes, exactly. The stuff is relatable.
But he said that he's only going to be appearing in the next 6 episodes of the up-and-coming 9th season. And apparently Daryl is supposed to be being his replacement lead. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be shocking.
Oh, man, dude. What if they kill him off and then Daryl ends up becoming, like, head honcho at that point? You know what?
Oh, no.
That might be a little interesting. It might give the series a little bit of a turn. I mean, he's been around for so long that seeing him fall down right now is going to be probably a really emotional moment. Like, I'm going to feel it. Because I know in season 7 and 8, there was some stuff that happened to where I was just like, I don't know if I can watch anymore, man. I don't know. Like, some of that stuff hurt. Like, watching Negan kill some of the guys. Like, Glenn got killed, correct? If I remember correctly. Yes, he did. Glenn got killed. And watching that scene, oh, that hurt. Like, his eyeball popped out. I don't know. After watching that episode, I was like, I don't know if I can watch this show anymore. Like, I was like, damn, they already killed Glenn. I don't want to see any more of my people die. You know what I'm saying? But to make this a little bit more relatable, have you ever played the Walking Dead game? Because I've seen it, but I've never actually played it myself.
Yeah, I've played it. It's weird because I was expecting it to be more like Left 4 Dead, how it's kind of more of like a realistic video game, but it's like this comic book type style game. It's really fun. It's interesting. I played it for like the first, I don't know what they call them. I guess they're called chapters. I played it for like the first few chapters of the game. It was cool. I thought it was really interesting.
I've never really ventured off and checked that out. The only zombie games I've really ever played are Left 4 Dead and it's called
Black Ops Zombies.
Black Ops Zombies. Yeah, there you go. Black Ops 1 Zombies. Some of the best zombie killing action you're gonna find out here. And 7 Days to Live or 7 Days to Die.
Oh, you know what's another really, really great zombie game?
What?
Is I just forgot it. It's Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. Oh, yeah. And Dead
Rising
Island. Dead Island was actually pretty good.
Dead Island's a good one, too.
I remember playing with that and beating up zombies with a stick. And like,
remember when we used to play it and we'd hit zombies with the trucks?
I think so. I think I can actually clearly remember that. I think we probably even uploaded a YouTube video about that way back in the day. It
came out for free and everyone got it, dude. It was like this big commotion on the 360 community.
Yep.
It was like, what?
All right. I remember that. It was the one where you're on like the beach and everything or something.
Yeah.
You're going to the hotel and stuff like that. DayZ, obviously. DayZ and H1Z1. I was a big fan of that. When I was eventually able to actually play it, when I had a computer that would run it. I wish they came out with a game like that, though, for Xbox, man. They need to make, like, a zombie survival battle royale game for the Xbox. I don't know why it's not being done. I don't know why it hasn't been done.
H1Z1's on the PlayStation 4. I've played it before.
And did they have zombies on there?
No, it's only the battle royale. I think they do.
I'm telling
you might have to buy it, though.
Yeah, they need to make a zombie game like that, man. But that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much more that we have to talk about for this episode. That pretty much wraps it up. I mean, there's not too much going on. What do you say? Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Nothing really. Just to wrap it up, I guess. I mean, we've talked about some crazy things in this episode. Some really great stuff. I hope you guys have been listening to the end with us. You know, just enjoying our company.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this isn't designed for you to just sit there and like watch don't watch the SoundCloud and just watch the bar move and listen. Like, this is designed for you to kind of do some stuff in your house while you're listening to this over the loudspeaker. Yeah, you're listening to it in your ear. Just kick back, relax, maybe study or write something down. I don't know, but just listen in. And if you hear a topic that interests you, then peek in even more. You know, whatever you want to do. But this is designed for you guys to just kind of stop by, listen, maybe find out some new stuff, touch on some topics, maybe even relate to a couple of these things, and man, even comment to us and tell us what you enjoyed. If you tell us, like I said about the Halo Reach armor, tell me what you're rocking on Halo Reach. I want to know. I don't know about guns, but me, I want to know. Same.
Sure.
Like I said, man, this is basically. God, let me find that tweet that I said too, because I think I worded it pretty good. I said we got a lot going on. I'm dumping a lot of time into the team, and I'm very excited to release my newest idea, which is this right here. I said get pumped. Viewer interaction, member information, gaming thrills, and more have all been integrated into one thing. I think I worded that very well, because in the future we will get interviews, we will get guest appearances.
Oh yeah,
we will get a lot of cool
topics
stuff
as well. Also, if you guys, enjoy our topics, and if there's any other topics you guys want to hear interested, just tell us, man. We'll speak about it.
Yeah, shoot a comment right down below. Let us know what
Heck
you want
yeah.
us to talk about. We'll touch on that topic for you. We'll mention you, and yeah, we'll go from there. But other than that, this is your host, Mikey.
And your boy Guns.
You already know. This is going to end off episode 1 to Orbit Talks. I keep wanting to call it a podcast, but it's not a podcast. It's Orbit Talks.
Who knows? Maybe we
right.
should start one.
This is the podcast, man. I want to keep calling it a podcast, but
this is Orbit Talks,
Orbit
baby.
Talks.
Get used to the name. It's going to be here for a while.
You already know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes episode 1. We hope you guys stayed in through the end with us. This is your host, Mikey, and I'm signing off. Guns, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, hope you guys have a great day or a great time whenever you're watching this. And yeah, peace, guys.